Hello, hello, hello. My name is Moon, and I have some quick business to get through before this episode begins. First off, this is the 9th episode of the B-Team campaign we are currently producing. Make sure to check out the A-Team campaign and other content we put out as well. We are very new to this, so please forgive any mistakes with audio. I promise we are trying our best. Tales from the 12 Mystic Seas is an experience best enjoyed with headphones, and there is a content warning in the description of this episode. Thank you for listening, and please enjoy your time in the 12 Mystic Seas. Hello, hello, hello. Still not good at doing the intro. I figured I'd figure it out eventually, but here we are, and I'm still stuttering over my words. Maybe if we had like a structure, which we don't, which is fine. Today we are here with a very special episode. May our one player introduce themselves.
Hey, I'm Grace.
Finally back. I finally tracked her down. She's been backpacking through Uruguay for the past 9.5 months.
Exactly.
I had to send like a drone view. It's been crazy.
I've been a busy woman. What can I say? I have a hat actually that says it. Wait.
For our audio listeners, Grace is holding up a hat that says "Busy Woman." It is a black hat with red cursive font, and there's a heart on the back. Is there? Show me the heart.
It's Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, I love that.
She made a song called "Busy Woman."
You know what? She sure did.
Yeah, she sure did, and I sure did get the hat.
Love that.
This is my year of trying new things, which includes hats.
As a fan of hats myself, I do appreciate that. Well, cool. So I don't know what I'm going to call this episode. I'm pretty sure it's going to end up being B-Team episode 9, right?
Just
you're
nothing
here
else.
in Willowpain. Our listeners get a Spotify notification. It's like, hey, new episode. It's nothing, and it's nothing,
and it's nothing.
The description, nothing. No, zero.
Nothing. It's just because hey, just give it a listen. Good luck.
There is a chance, depending on how the story goes and what other players we might be able to get, that Mycena's story somewhat quickly finds her way out of Willowpain and out of the Sea of Darkness. But in the meantime, so I think I'm going to upload this as a B-Team episode, but if you're listening to this in the far future and it's called something else, that's why. The wonders of modern technology, I can change the names later. But in the meantime, I think we should,
Wait, really? That's kind of cool.
What's up? Yeah. With the A-Team and the B-Team campaigns, I've had people be like, I have no clue where to start, which is why at the beginning of all the episodes, it just has 1 through 16, like in numerical, chronological and like numerical order of just like how they come out.
I see.
If/when we do either like one-shots in this world or a third or like fourth campaign come out, it'll just be like, hey, start at A-Team 1 and then here is the listening order to listen to them in, which is fun.
Yeah.
But I think now we can get prepared, get ready for another adventure.
Tis time.
Tis time for, in fact, another adventure within the 12 Mystic Seas. Now, I've been editing these episodes so much, I'm like in my head preparing for the music to play, even though I add that in post, which is very silly, I think.
You're just like slowly losing it, but it's fine.
Oh, no, absolutely. Hey, fun fact, totally unrelated. If you don't like the sound of your voice and you want to get over it, listen to a lot of podcasts that you run of your voice. Like, I've fully gotten over that now. Like, I used to,
that's actually great.
No, it's awesome. I could not like watch videos of myself, or I could not see myself perform, but I've edited at the point of recording 16 of these episodes now.
True.
Yeah, 16. B team 8 went up this morning, you know,
Yeah.
at time of recording. So, I'm just like fully over that. But now we find ourselves returning to Willow Pain Academy in the Sea of Darkness. Last time we were here, we ended on the promise of combat and hopefully questions answered. But here, for our story today, we will rewind the clock about a day. Mycena,
Yeah.
one more time, because it has been quite some time, could you describe your character?
Mycena is a Kanoko, so she's tall, slender, mushroom, big cat. Very, like, imagine basic girl Renaissance fair fit. That's kind of like
Love
the
it.
layered skirt, the ruffly top, no face. Like
Of course.
it's as if you were to like wear a mask over your face, but like a very tight, like no, like the features and like the mountains and valleys, whatever, are still there, but no actual eyes or nose or mouth.
Yeah. Question. So, like, there would be the impression of a nose and the impression of a mouth. Are there like holes there, or is it just like
Yeah.
flat?
No, just flat.
Just flat. Love that. Do you have an idea of like color or like pattern of the actual mycelium flesh?
I've imagined it like genuinely like cutting up mushrooms, it being that weird like soft but not quite, and then it's like strippy, if that makes
Yeah.
like any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then color wise, she feels very like white and brown with like elements of like an orangey red. If that makes sense. Like very simplistic.
I mean, it's your character.
But with that little bit. Yeah. No, she's
So-
just a basic girl, what can I say?
And I love that. And hey, you know what? It does make sense.
Period.
It does. Yeah.
It does.
Cool. So it is about 45 minutes after the end of the starting presentation. You have been acquainted with a majority of the population of this school, a vast array of creatures and races from across all of the 12 Mystic Seas. You've been acquainted with some of the teachers alongside the headmistress of the school, Madame Glithane, a extremely old Paniki woman, and, maybe most surprising to a lot of people, the promise that duels have returned here to Willow Pain Academy. Or will be returning over the next few months of this semester. Additionally, you've been acquainted with your particular roommate, whose name I certainly remember, of course,
Oh, of course.
absolutely.
Me too.
Guys, I'm so prepared for this. Wow. Oh, Bessie. Her name is Bessie.
There you go.
And she was an elf with a gun. You, at this point, are instructed to start your classes. It's a little interesting here in the Sea of Darkness. Now, as a Kanoko, you come from the Sea of Glass, which is another sea that is encased in nighttime at all points. But a lot of the student population come from seas with a day and night cycle, and much more of a familiar circadian rhythm to real life, right?
Yeah.
And so your classes are structured in a 8-hour block where 90% of all the classes take place. Several like higher level classes will take place outside of that, but most of them are in this place. And you take your schedule and you go throughout your classes. Now, of course, you have your acid magic classes first. It's a extremely complicated campus. It is, as described before, hanging on the ceiling of the Sea of Darkness, this dimension that is all a infinite cave underground. Infinite as in it goes deep. It's not like there are Sea of Darkness is a globe eventually. Like, it does reach around, but there is no surface to this world. You can mine up forever, as far as people know now. Anyway, the campus is built on several levels with many pathways and like branching stairways between all of these separate buildings, and every inch of stone is covered in some bioluminescent plant of some kind. It almost seems sporadic and unplanned at first as you are introduced to this campus, because it is a mirage of textures and plants and colors that don't entirely fully make sense at first until you look at the map you give and you realize that the path you are following to get to the evocation building, the building that houses like fire training and like storm magic where people are summoning lightning, which also has your acid classes. As you're following this path, you're following one type of plant and one type of just this solid red, like neon red light bulbs through the campus. And looking at everything else, it seems sporadic, but it's like, oh, these plants are planted here, so then if you know what plant to go, you just follow that growth of it and you can get to any building on campus.
That's kind of cool. Because wouldn't Mycena technically be blind?
So it is a little interesting with Kanoko. They can see in a way,
like,
and
you know how like laser tag rooms have like neon outlines of everything? Like that's like how I think she sees the world.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, 100%.
Just like a constant, or like early dev video games when it's literally just like the neon green outline of things.
Oh, the grid everywhere, like before the textures have been applied to objects. Yeah. I'm learning Blender right now, and that is too real. 100%. And I think that is a mixture of being this, like fungal growth creature, because you're not a plant. And like you're closer to the other races than you are plants, but there is something very plant-like with how you move and how your body is built. So I think you have all these different senses that essentially give you a sight, and that is the raw psychic ability that Kanokos have, mixed with somewhat of like a tremor sense, where you have this like base echolocation that isn't entirely your psychic ability, but it isn't entirely not. So I think you can sense color.
Yes.
Is what I will give you. So you do see these red bulbs, almost like a natural like vine that looks like Christmas lights. And it like snakes up this pathway, this solid like wheelchair ramp that's at a probably too high of an angle for an actual wheelchair user to use, unfortunately. But it's like snaking on the ground, and then it goes up and it like wraps itself around the handle on the side, and then it like goes up a stairway. But it only goes up like, at this point, it's like hanging loose and it's not actually coiled around, so you have to like go up the circular stairway and like keep track of where it is to see what floor to get off on. You follow this, and you end up in this classroom that is about the size of your entire home growing up in the Sea of Glass. Now, this building is huge. This building is like 35 stories, tall, with the first story being the one that is the closest to the ceiling of the Sea of Darkness. But this room itself opens up. You think this room, like the ceiling of this room, is about 20 to 25 feet tall. And you see that there are, most of these classrooms are free of plants, because the plants that they have that, grow on the campus can interfere with some magic, but there are these very specific plants that look like these large sunflowers, but instead of green stalks, it's this weird putrid yellow. And the sunflower, like, flower head, all of them have exactly 3 petals, and where it would be the seeds in the middle, you see this, like, viney carapace is just, like, resting and slightly pulsating. They're not pretty flowers.
No, that sounds actually terrifying.
They're also like 14 feet tall, which is the important thing as well. You walk in, there are some other students there, and you see that there's this Paniki woman, this bat woman. You can immediately tell she's older in her years, because most of the Paniki here you see are flying around everywhere, right? Like, if you have wings and you know the building you're supposed to go to, you don't really need to follow the pathways. You can just fly straight there. But you see her kind of, like, slowly hobble out. Give me an insight check before she says anything. So, pull
and I'm
2
proficient
cards.
in insight.
Oh! Bless up. Pull 3 cards, use the higher 2, and add your wisdom.
So far, 5. One is of my chosen suit.
Cool.
So far 5 and a 6, and then a 9. So 6 and 9.
That is a 15 plus your wisdom stat.
Plus my wisdom, which is 3.
That is an 18. You can immediately tell that this woman's, the way she's moving through this space isn't actually from age. It's from, like, damage to her body. Like the way she's, I don't want to use the word hobbling. It's a bit more graceful than that. But the way she's, like, kind of slowly moving, it's like, oh, her leg was, like, healed in a bad way or something of that nature. She goes, "All right, class. Everyone, if we could all sit down, I'd appreciate it." And everyone kind of slowly finds their seat. She goes, "Okay," and she pulls out this, like, scroll from her desk, and she reads everyone's name off, and people just go, "Here, here, here, here," right? And she goes, "Mycena?"
Oh, here.
"Real funny, aren't you? I can see we'll get along." And reads down more of the list. This is a pretty big class. There's about 45 people here in this room. After reading through the list, she goes, "All right, everyone. I just gotta let you know, a lot of you are here because in your home cultures and in your hometowns, acid was easy. You know, it was easy to conjure this corrosive, destructive force of yours. That's not what this class is about. This is not going to be an easy credit. And if I'm in charge, which I am, it's not going to be an easy degree. Alright? Too many kids I've seen have taken upon this magic to be destructive, to destroy everything in sight, everything they can see. But the thing you don't understand about this is that you must be precise. You must be in control. If you can do that, and you can find that, then maybe you'll pass." And it is tense in the room. She picks up this large, like, it's just straight up a cantaloupe off of this, like, decorative bowl of fruit she has on her desk. She throws... Well, I make up so much fantasy stuff, and I was gonna describe a fruit that looked like a cantaloupe, and I'm like, I'll just make it a cantaloupe.
It's just a cantaloupe.
It's just straight up a cantaloupe. She throws it up into the air, and she creates, like, she lifts her arm up from where it's resting by her side to, like, pointing straight up above her head, and she sends out this, like, thin slice, but it's this wave of this like black bubbling corrosive acid. And where it looks like when she creates it is that it's going to cut the room in half and splash over like the students in the middle. Mycena, I think you are sitting in like the middle of this classroom and you see this acid like coming to you specifically. Well, not you specifically, but like it'll hit you, right? But it hits the cantaloupe first, and it hits it with a weird amount of force in a way where the two halves of this now sliced cantaloupe, one falls down and the other one gets thrown up, and like this cantaloupe collects the rest of the acid, and two halves of this now melting cantaloupe fall on the desk you've pulled out of this like chair, because this room is in like, you know, your like lecture hall arena seating.
Yeah.
And they both fall and just sizzle with this. And she goes, Mycena, was it?
Yeah.
All right, could you bring those two down here, please?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
You have to like find the parts of this fruit that like aren't actively burning through acid and like pick them up and like hold them. And she goes, "What, are you scared? Pick them up."
Okay.
Do you just grab it, or what do you do?
I guess I have to. I mean,
you bear what would be teeth, and you pick it up. You take 1 point of acid damage as the residual acid on this fruit burns through the mycelium flesh of your hand. It smells kind of like pizza in the room now. That's so stupid. That's such a stupid joke. That's so dumb.
Going back.
You head to the front of the room and you hand them to her, and she goes, "All right, good. Now each of you needs to have enough control." You can go sit down.
Okay.
You walk back up to your desk. She goes, "You need to have enough control over this force, or it will overtake you. All right, everyone, stand up, get in lines." And she runs you all through this this assignment, basically, where you are like, she brings out a smaller like version of these giant plants she has in her classroom. She goes, "All right, now these plants, it's in the name's in Gavito. I can't exactly pronounce it, so sorry to anyone, but I am gonna butcher this. Giovanno flowers here have a large amount of acid. Now, a good pathway for a lot of acid mancers will be pulling acid or poisons out of things that are there. You can create a great career in the medical field, and Mycena, I think you know that you are going for a acid degree with an emphasis in medical applications."
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's my passion.
If you can pull acid or acidic attacks, acidic poisons out of a patient, you can make a career out of that. Now, the small plant has been procured, so then its acidic venom will be easily accessible. You will just have to pull it out of a live creature. And she lines everyone up, and she's like visiting. There are 3 longer lines here, and everyone's like going through, so like 3 people at a time are attempting this, and she's like getting closer and like instructing people specifically. It gets up to you, and it's your turn. She goes, "All right, Mycena, show us what you've got." Mycena,
Okay.
What do you try to do here?
Well, okay. So, I think I'm just gonna, like, try to go for it.
You try to go for it. You reach deep.
Because I have a nature proficiency.
You sure do. Give me a nature check, if you could. This is a DC 30.
Oh, God. First card pull. Oh, we're off to a bad start. That is a 3.
Ooh. For our audio listeners, that is a 3 of diamonds.
7. Oh, God.
7 of spades. That's not too bad. You just
I-
need this one to be a 23.
Well, one chose itself, and it is a Queen of Hearts.
Hey, okay, so are either of those your chosen suit?
Nah, I'm a club.
Okay, so that is a 19.
It was a
Plus your intelligence of 4 is a 23.
True.
Do you have 7 luck points? You do not.
I have none.
You have none. This is your second session.
Yeah.
You sit there. What do you look like as you're trying to pull the acid out of this?
Eyebrows are like the dents of my eyes, I guess,
Right.
are very concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Facial expression-ish is very, very tense. I don't know what to do, and I'm scared.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm terrified.
You were just trying to focus so hard on this. You're trying to reach into this power to pull the acid out of this. This is technically your degree. You might get in trouble if you can't pass this class, right?
Yeah, it'd be a problem.
That would be an issue.
That'd be a problem.
And she goes, "What, are you trying to shit yourself or something?"
No.
Back of the line.
Okay.
And for the next hour, they go through this line until everyone can do it.
Oh no.
Mycena, I'm gonna need an additional nature check, DC 30.
Okay, we're shuffling sideways this time.
Oh, that'll work. Sideways shuffle.
Sideways shuffle. I need something to pull through.
Right.
Okay, we got this one.
Oh. Is that the ace of your chosen suit?
Thank you, sideways shuffle.
Sideways shuffle's goated.
5 of my chosen suit.
Hey. If you get a face card here, I think you'll be fine.
You think I'll be fine?
Well, 15 plus a face card plus your intelligence.
Okay, cards. Give me one.
Give her
you
a good
count.
one.
Oh, it's a 10.
Okay, so that's a 25
10 plus ace of my chosen. Plus 4.
is a 29.
Oh, God.
Mycena. Due to the time left, you have 20 minutes left in this class. Everyone else has successfully pulled the acid out of this. You're standing there, you are focusing so hard. And this teacher, whose name, something she would mention, is Mrs. Bionti, is just there, and she's like, all right. And you've gotten to the point with her where she's been helping you for 10 minutes now, where she's gotten kind of past this rough exterior, and she's like genuinely trying to help. She's gone from like, what are you doing? Don't you want to succeed in this class? And like, it's been so much of that where she's like, okay, lift your arm up a little more. What are you doing? Trying to summon something? You're just moving acid, all right? Fingers down. Fists. All right. Pinkies up. Okay, understood. Your arms have to be level together. Level.
I'm trying.
Level. I know you're trying, but you're not. Okay. And with 20 minutes left, she goes, sorry, everyone, class dismissed. We'll see you tomorrow. And you go to Boop, and she goes, not you.
God, no.
Give me one more check. Make sure you shuffle well, because the ace of your chosen suit getting that close. Goodness gracious.
Oh no, this is 6.
Starting on a 6.
Starting on the 6. Ooh. Where'd it go? This is a 5.
Okay.
Four.
6 and a 5. 6.
But this isn't my chosen suit, so it's technically, well, it doesn't even matter.
So that
11 plus 4, 15.
11 plus 4 is a 15. You got so close beforehand. You could feel it. It was right there. Mycene, it was right there. And you were actually almost able to unlock something. In this moment, she stopped talking. And she stood there. And she's folding her arms. She was just kind of staring at you. And you're trying your best. You feel something. Kanokos as inherently psychic creatures, like, for everyone who isn't familiar, or it's been a second since you've seen the first B-Team episode, Mycena isn't speaking out loud. She is psychically speaking to everyone. Now, people can tell that it's coming from her, so, like, they turn to look at her when she speaks, right? But Kanokos don't have vocal boxes or, like, a way to naturally speak. They have a bulb inside them that lets them speak. But Mycena, you're a little further trained in your psychic abilities than the average Kanoko.
Yes.
And in this space, you're trying to almost use that and use what you may be able to understand about this flower with this, like, nature check, and be like, how can I maybe, like, force the flower to spit it up psychically or something of that nature. You feel that there's another presence here, another consciousness in this room. That's new.
Hello?
And it's not a complete consciousness. It's not a person. And it's not like a simple consciousness, because, like, I think you can tell when it's, like, an animal, like someone's dog. It's like, okay, this isn't, like, you know, sentient the same way, like, more. It's not simple in a evolutionary way. It's simple truly in a psychic way, where it's like, oh, this person isn't fully alive. Or
is it who I think it is?
This consciousness is. But you can call upon it, potentially.
Please help me. Please. I'm sorry. But I just need help.
This plant shrivels, and the acid is pulled out and spurts in the solid geyser all the way up to the ceiling and rains. And Mrs. Bianti goes, oh, shit, and flies and picks you up, like, in a second with this strength you didn't really know she had. She picks you up and flies you to the other side of the room. She sets you down in, like, the far back corner. Because the ceiling's, like, 20 feet tall, there is, like, 15 feet of, like, chairs, right?
Yeah.
Arena, you know, not arena seating, like lecture hall seating, right? And
yeah,
all this acid, like, rains for a second and simmers into the stone ground of this brutalist building, the same stone that all the buildings here are made out of. And she goes, oh, holy shit, Mycena.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't be. That was fantastic. Honestly, I didn't think you had it in you.
Me either.
Huh. Well, I wouldn't be doing my due diligence as a teacher if we didn't talk about it, and you still technically have 10 minutes left of class. But you seem a little shaken.
I think it's just first day stuff, you know?
All right. Would you be willing to come in early?
Sure.
Give me a charisma check. Just a base charisma check. And you get a luck point. I pulled a joker.
Yay!
I got a 17 on an insight check.
Okay.
This can be
got-
deception if you have proficiency in it.
I don't. I have insight, acrobatics, and nature.
Love that. What a that is a 12. She stands here for a second, and you realize that she actually hasn't moved her arms off of you since, picking you up and flying you away from this acid. She goes, I choose these plants because the acid level is low enough that acid mancers can control it, but if it gets on anyone, it shouldn't hurt. She goes, yeah, get out of my classroom. And she holds her tone for a second and then tells you to leave.
Okay.
And you head out.
That was weird.
Yes, it was weird. She tried to read something off of you and you weren't entirely sure what she got. But you go to the rest of your classes. The rest of them go swimmingly.
Okay,
They go.
That's lovely.
You have history of magic classes because you are in a medical field. You have the history of arcana in medicine class. That is taught by a older Radon man, though probably the youngest teacher you've seen here. By older, I mean middle age, and he was right, with the artificing boom, much more discrete applications of arcana can be done to the patients. And I think after, having the eyes of a classroom on you for truly 30 minutes, it's good to move to all these separate classes. I'm gonna mark something on your character sheet. You have one use. Well, you've used one acid use, which is a mechanic that I'm going to keep secret from you because it has to deal with some of the story. You move through the rest of the day. You actually are surprised to see, maybe on your schedule, you have a psychic class. And your psychic class is taught by a Kanoko teacher. Now, as you know, as a Kanoko, as a member of this race, you have essentially immortality, as Kanokos don't die from old age. They kind of just get bigger. And so when you walk into the psychic class and you see the Kanoko teacher is about the size of a silverback gorilla, you're like, oh, this is going to be fine. They are this cream white color. You see it looks like he's almost wearing this big hat as this cap of the mushroom, but you see this stern kind of face plate effect on his face, very similar to what you have. And he has this big booming psychic voice. Hello class, welcome in. Please everyone get situated around. Hello. Give me just a basic intelligence check. Actually, make this with proficiency.
Yes. Okay, we have
At the beat. Ooh, 5.
five of clubs.
Ooh.
9 of diamonds.
Nice.
Ooh. Come on. Come on. Okay, it's that one. Jack of spades.
So
Jack
that
and
would
nine.
be,
So
yeah,
11, 9,
that's a 20 plus 4 for your intelligence is a 24. This class goes great. The teacher, whose name is Mr. Lamp,
Lamp?
it's a Kanoko thing. Yeah, you know it's a Kanoko thing. We don't really have electricity in this world, so lamp means something else. Goes like, oh, Myceno, well done. If I could talk to you privately for a second. And he doesn't actually pull you aside, he just opens up a one-to-one psychic channel with you, which for Kanokos is essentially whispering to them. And he goes,
Yes.
hello, I got your letter. I'm happy to see you in this class, and add you as quickly as I was able to add you. I'm just hoping everything's okay with your schedule. You said last second that you were going to be making some changes.
Yeah, I just wanted to add this to my list of studies to see if there was something, that I could like better or
Yes, of course.
well-rounded.
Well,
Yeah.
let me just say, you sold yourself short in that letter. I mean, obviously we wanted to have you based on all of your test scores, and I can say I myself, as, maybe I'm showing favoritism to my own people, but it's good to see more Kanoko around here on this campus. Get our feet in the wider world of the 12 Seas. Yeah, just want to let you know if you need any changes to your schedule of any kind. Still, I understand you're the one from your village that was able to make it here to Willowpane. Understood. Well, if you're ever feeling homesick,
You glitched out. I couldn't hear what you said.
sorry. He goes. I understand you're the one from your village that was able to make it here to Willowpane.
The only one? Wait, is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah. It was a difficult choice.
I understand.
Yes.
Well, if you're ever feeling homesick, you can stop by my office whenever you'd like.
Thank you.
Of course. And he goes back and he starts teaching the rest of the class. Or continues to teach the rest of the class. As you finish out your first day, your psychic class being the last class of your block of time, you start to head back to your dorm. Your dorm with your crazy neighbors living right above you, with the satyr and the ghost, Govito.
Yep.
Head back in, you see your roommate Bessie is already there. She's cleaning out her gun. She's like, oh, well, how am I seeing it? How was your first day?
Oh, hi.
Sorry, am I?
It was great. How
Good.
was yours?
Good. Real interesting thing happened. Seems like they shut down the artificing building, which is weird. Like it's
Oh yeah.
down, like something happened on the first day. I don't know. Well, I guess I'll be spending time in the library with Mr. Johnny from here on out. My question to you is, and egg on my face if I'm asking a stupid question. You sleep, right?
Yes.
All right. So like you're gonna be needing your bed.
Well, why do you want my bed?
I I don't like need the bed itself for like sleeping purposes. I just like, you have this nice provided cotton blanket on top. I would just go like real good. I'm trying to forge these blanks of some kind. For my class, I have to work this like a semester long project of some kind. And long story short, I was just wondering if I could cut it up and turn it into bullets. But if you're gonna use the blanket, that's just fine by me.
No, yeah, you can have it. Here you go.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you so much, Marcina. I really do appreciate that.
Well, of course.
That's funny. Can you do accents real fine? Because you're just like, you know. Is that offensive? I'm sorry. She does do that with her hand. She just like shakes her fingers. You know, cause you know, you speak like, you know. I can see I'm trying something here that's not working. That's fine. I'll get back to cleaning my gun. And she just turns back to her desk. Like I in real life missed that.
Well, good luck with that.
Cool. And
Alrighty. Well, good luck with that.
And you turn, and there's a shadow in the corner of your room. A shadow you recognize.
Can I sense above? Can I do like a check for this?
No check needed. This is a. Sorry?
To see if I know this shadow?
Oh.
Or if it's
the shadow
who I think it is?
See, because there's a being in the shadow. A Kanoko being that looks almost like you. So close. I mean, you could be sisters. And you don't blink as a Kanoko.
Yeah.
So you don't get to see when it just leaves. It's just gone.
Shoot.
And I think as you settle down to rest after your first day, very important for me to clarify how Kanokos do sleep. Kanokos have one solid body. It is kind of like veiny and viney in places, the way large mushrooms do grow. But when Kanoko do sleep, they do kind of morph. And so wherever they sleep, it just looks like a little patch of mushrooms is growing there. Which is fun. You lay down on this mattress, now missing a top blanket, and you maybe eventually head off to rest. And that's where we're going to end.
But I'm haunted.
This episode today. Oh, you need to have a good haunting every once in a while. It's good.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
good. It builds character.
Do you want to see the specific mushroom that I am?
Yes, of course. Oh, that's so cool. What is the name of that mushroom? Yes, for the audio listeners.
Cinnabar, Cinnabar, and Chanterelle. So Cinnabar, Chanterelle. Seems French, but it's orangey and it's kind of flowery. But yes, that is it.
Cool. Grace, if you could send that to me, and then I'll just put the name in the description.
Yes.
Or maybe I'll have it be a part of the title. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Grace. We're going to love to have you in the future with the rest of B-Team when both of them aren't closing. And because we all have jobs, which is the crazy part about this.
Yes,
and
my job is literally the opposite schedule of everybody else.
Because, of course. Well, we'll see you all in the next one. Good night. Fantastic. This has been episode 9 of Tales from the 12 Mystic Seas, Campaign B. If you haven't listened to the A-Team campaign yet, check it out on the same channel. If you had a good time, please consider sharing us with your friends and family, or leave us a review on your podcast app of choice. Any support is greatly appreciated. Thank you for listening, and good night. It wasn't your fault.